Hey, what's up? Welcome to my Deconstructed of Childish Gambino Feels Like Summer. So, first of all, I started with these roads that you can hear in the intro. It's this. So, it's in the key of A minor. I stacked that key with a another Rhodes, an Omnisphere. But I added a lot of effects. Like right here, you can see I added a EQ where I just cut some of the highs off because else it sounded like this. Then I used the Ozone 8 to maximize it. I put a lot of reverb on, a fruity reverb and a Valhalla vintage verb to give it that ambience. I did the same for the Omnisphere roads. Just EQ'd it a lot. Also was like... Next I stacked this B3, which is a organ. I used the preset jazz organ. But I played with these buttons right here. It makes a lot of difference if you pull one out or not. So together it sounds like... Then I stacked perks. The perk, I used this one out of a drum kit. It's called Dark Child. It's just a stick and I put some reverb on. And that's it. And then it plays this pattern. I played a lot with the velocities, as you can see right there. Played a lot with them. So then I added these congos and a bongo too, right here. And together it sounds like... Which is the intro basically, that's the whole intro. There's also this vocal that gets added, which I just recorded myself. So then comes the pre-chorus, which is basically a synth bass. If I can get it open, it's a synth bass, which just plays this pattern. I made the synth bass myself in Silent. As you can see, I just used one oscillator. I detuned it, then put a high cut on it, and basically it sounds like this then. So in the pre-chorus there's also a shaker with a lot of reverb on. And then last but not least, there's also a acoustic guitar which one of my teachers recorded. I processed the guitar because it sounded like this with no effects. So first of all, I put a EQ on it where I cut the lows and I boosted the highs. I used CLA vocals to give it the stereo push right here. And I compressed it, cut the bass out. And then I put another EQ where I just shaped it a little bit, cut off some lows, boosted again, and then I put some reverb on. So there's also this top guitar. It just has the same effects. So altogether it sounds like this. This is the pre-chorus. Then then for the drop, I didn't really change a lot because it was just the same intro, same as the intro with a beat under it, and this is the beat. There's also this little vocal effect which you have in the original. I recorded that myself too. So the structure of the song is just the same. It just keeps repeating, but it just switches up right here. So after 1, 2, 3, 4, 24 bars, it switches up. It shortens like this. Basically, the difference is at this part the chords change every bar, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. While in the intro and the drop, the verse, it's just every 2 bars. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then the chord changes. So after that, it just repeats back to the intro. And it mostly just keeps repeating the same structure. Here it goes back to the every 1 bar the chord changes and the flute melody changes a little bit. So that's how I remade the beat. Then if I go over to Ableton, I'll show you how I did the vocals. So the vocals were really hard for me to record because it's a difficult song, but I tried my best. So first of all, without effects, it just sounds like this. You can just sounds like this. You can feel it in the streets on a day like this. The heat can feel like summer. So basically, what I did, I just added some autotune in the key of A. I EQ'd it like this. Did a low cut, got rid of some resonance frequencies, boosted the high, cut a little bit of the high. Then I compressed it with Airvox from Waves. Added another EQ. Added CLA2A. It's a famous compressor. It's another compressor. I just compressed it until it went down to -5. You can feel it in the streets on a day like this. Then I EQ'd it again with FabFilter Pro Q. Just another low cut. I added some C6, which is a maximizer. I just boosted a little bit of the mid to high. Then I use a de-esser for the harsh S's. I use Vocal Rider, so it's all on one level. And then I use CLA vocals to widen the stereo because this song's vibe, it's really ambient. It's really open up. So it you can like feel it in the streets on a day like this. And then I added a reverb with a send, but it's a really harsh reverb. You can feel it in the street. It has a really long decay, like 4 seconds. A little pre-delay, a low cut. Then I added a flanger through a return because you can feel it. To add some more of the vibe of the original song. Then I did the delay, which is really, really busy. I used Mani M delay from Waves, which I basically just I did the left right and then I set them a little different. I offset the left so it's like a bouncing effect, and I use the phaser on that too. And yeah, I'm compressing that bus with the main vocal so that the delay doesn't cut through the main vocal, so that only when in the empty spaces you hear the delay. Like if we listen, you'll hear it.
You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feel like summer.
I hear it's really heavy, then it just
I feel like
stops,
summer.
and then it gets heavy again. So that's basically what I did to the vocals, and yeah, altogether it sounds like this. If I take the beat right here,
You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feel like summer. I feel like summer.
also at some places I sang a wrong note. So what I just basically what I did, for example, right here, I sang a wrong note. So the autotune grabbed the wrong note. I just cut it off, and then went into the pitch, and I pitched it up one semitone so that it caught the right note. But also sometimes I just had to detune it up a little bit so that it catches the right note. But altogether, it just sounds like this.
Feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feel like summer. I feel like summer.
So yeah, that's basically how I remade Childish Gambino Feels Like Summer from scratch. And yeah, I hope y'all learned something from this. And yeah, thank you.